Merry Liftmas, Christmas came early this year. What's up everyone, David here. Got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today we got a special video. Why is it special? Because Ritfit was so kind as to send me some workout equipment. Now you already know, all my videos, I'm real big on the home gym. Ritfit saw what I had, and they're like, you know what, we can do better. Sent me this rack, sent me this bench. They said, hey, just give us an honest review on the equipment. What's the good, what's the bad, what's the ugly. So that's what I'm going to bring to y'all today. Now, I'm going to be doing it a little differently than most people that do review equipment. Usually when they do a review of work equipment, they're just, going over the specs, the dimensions, the weight capacity of all the equipment, which is nice. That's good to know. That's good to take into account when you're buying equipment. But the real important thing is, how does it hold up to some good hard workouts? Can it hold up the squat rack? How does the cable feel when you're doing some curls? That's the stuff that matters. So just a quick rundown, what exactly does this rack consist of? To start off, we're going to look at the front end of the rack. Now, realistically, when it comes to most power racks, you typically will squat on the inside of the rack. But with this front part right here, we're going to go ahead and call it the free weight section, because this is actually where you have the free weights. You got your barbell, you got your J-cups, you got your Sparta arms. Now, let's move this bar out the way. Right here, J-cups. You could obviously move them up and down, however how you want. Me, for how tall I am, keep in mind, I'm only 5'9", 5'10" on a good day. I'm going to be putting it right here. And the spotter arms, again, same thing. It's just like all other racks. You can adjust it however high you want. For me, that is just a good spot to keep it. Now, the thing is, if you're going to be using this rack, and you're going to be using the barbell to do some free weight squats, you cannot do it on the inside of the rack. I can't do it in here because there's a Smith machine right here that will get in the way, but we'll get into that in a bit. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I do my pull-ups, I like having my hands a little bit more angled. I don't always just do regular pull-ups. I like to sometimes do underhand. I sometimes like to do it angled. That's what we got up here, so that is definitely a big plus. Again, you don't have to have a whole different pull-up tower. No, it's already built into the rack. Now, if we were to take this down and step a little bit into the rack, now we're going to move on to the Smith machine. And again, this is going to be the main reason why you cannot actually squat inside of it, because there's literally no room. You can't flip these J-cups and go on the other side to actually squat in here. No, because the Smith machine gets in the way. As far as the Smith machine goes, it's real smooth. The actual bar right here, it rotates, so that's real good. When you unrack it, boom, you twist, and it's very smooth. It goes up and down. And another thing I like about it is the way you rack it. There's actual pins on the side of each tower so that the hooks just have to hook on top of those pins, compared to other Smith machines where the hooks have to find their way into a hole on the post. That really drives me crazy. I don't know how many of y'all have ever used those type of Smith machines where you actually have to hook into a hole and you gotta actually try to make it in there. Struggle. This one is just a pin, so boom, real quick, down. Another thing I like about this Smith machine is it actually has spotter arms. I've never seen a Smith machine actually that has, something to catch the weight in case you fail. I've seen it like this at the front when it comes to free weight squats, but I've never seen it on the inside. So it's real easy. I just grab it right here. Boom. If I want to lift it all the way to here, good. That's good on that side. Right here, lift it up and then twist it. So now, in case I ever want to, let's just say fail, boom, I couldn't get it up. Look at it. It's not even, the hooks are not catching this bar. If I were to rack it up here, okay, now the hooks are supporting it, but let's just say I did shoulder press, I can't squat, or I can't rack it, or I miss it, boom, it comes down. And another good thing about it is these Smith machines have like a small little spring right here on top of the safety rods, or the safety hooks, whatever you want to call them. So that way when the bar comes crashing down, it just kind of bounces instead of just having all the weight directly drop on it. So definitely another plus with that. Now, on the sides of each thing, this is definitely going to be a huge plus because it's going to add variety to my own workout program. Is there's a cable machine going across the top on both sides. Now, the cable itself is plate loaded on each end. So I could have my weight for, let's just say, tricep pushdowns here, and I got my workout partner use this cable, have their weight for that side. The good thing also about this is these cables, they can go up and down. So right now I have it at the highest setting because most likely a lot of the exercises I'm going to be using are going to be like lat pull downs, triceps, a lot of things where I have to pull down. But if I ever want to do some type of row down there, easy. Just remove the J cup. Let's go ahead and twist. Again, these are going to be knobs that you have to use to tighten the actual weight carriage in place. So go ahead, twist it, slide as low as you want. So let's just say I want to keep it right here, and then boom, perfect. In case you're ever wondering, oh man, what level should I keep it at, or is it going to be here? In case you lower one side right here and then lower another side to make sure that they're even, both sides are numbered. So right now I have it on number 8. So if I ever need to lower this one, keep it on the same level. All right, now I know I got to keep it on hole number 8. That's a real big plus. So now I can pull from right here. All right, let's get a little bit deeper look into the actual pulley system. So like I said, it is plate loaded. There's no weight stack, so you can't flick a pin, you can't move it up and down. No, you actually have to put the plates on there. They're double-sided. So on this one pulley right here on this side, you got to load up on this side and on this side. Now, the thing is, they came with all of these posts that you can slide on here to slide the 2-inch Olympic plates, you know, the regular 2-inch size hole plates. Me personally, I prefer to actually not use them. I actually prefer to have it like this. I just find out when it comes to having the thicker end like this and having to slide the plates on, sometimes it could be a little bit more challenging, or it just takes a little longer to try to actually, like, you know, find the hole and, you know, actually slide it in. No, so that's why I prefer just to have like this. And like I said, it is very smooth. So if I'm grabbing the cable up here, you see, I see no friction whatsoever. And it's this one here. And then obviously there's one on the other side, which isn't too bad either. It's going to be real beneficial with my training. I could do a lot of exercises now, like cable crossover. I could have 2 people on here at the same time. Each one gets their own cable, load up their own weight. All right, now we're on the back side of the squat rack. So up there, that's when we're squatting. Back here, this is more of just a general storage. Now, I don't see this too often, but actually I'm a pretty big fan of it now, seeing it in person. Most of the time when you have these type of power racks, squat racks, whatever you want to call it, the storage to actually hang your plates off of are typically on the side right here, and they're hanging out and they're pushing out. This one, the weight plates are actually on the back, so it's just elongating it this way, which I rather prefer, but again, that's just my personal preference. Now, on here as well, we got more storage. Now, Ritfit, along with the actual rack, the bench we'll talk about in a bit, they actually sent me a whole bunch of attachments here. So I got my V-bar attachment right here, which looks pretty nice, especially it's got the rubber handle on it. And the carabiners, I'm so thankful that they actually sent the carabiners, because I don't know whoever has a home gym, but you can understand, you can never find these. You connect them on one attachment, next thing you know, you want to use a different attachment, and you can't seem to find where you put the carabiner at. Now you're struggling to connect it to the cable machine. It's just a struggle, so they sent plenty of those, so thank you. After that, we got the regular V-bar pull down, same thing. It's got this rubber attachment on there. Next, they sent a couple of just regular handles, strap handles, D handles, whatever you want to call these. So these could be connected to, you know, the cable machine, do some cable crossover, things like that. They sent a straight bar tricep push down, and then they sent a rope right here. All right, tricep row. So if you want to do 2 arms at the same time, me personally, when I do my triceps, I elongate it like this, and I do 1 arm at a time. Again, the carabiners, they sent plenty. Now, on top of that, they also sent 2 additional ones, but I ran out of room here. This one's mine. All right, so the other 2 that they sent, they're too long to put here, but here's what they are. They send the regular straight bar lat pull down attachment, And then they sent this one, which is definitely new to me. I've never seen one like this. It's going to be one that you put on the end of the bar. So you see the bar sides right here. So when you're doing, your bent over rows or a T-bar rows, because there is a landmine attachment. We'll get to that in a bit. So this one's definitely going to be getting a lot of use because I love doing rows. Just back workouts in general are my favorite. So this will definitely get utilized. Now, on top of that, they also sent me a couple of weight plates, which I actually have down there. Each side has 3 pins to hold weight. On the bottom one, that's where I'm keeping the bumper plates that were kindly sent to me. So they sent me a pair of 15s, a pair of 35s, a pair of 25s, and then a pair of 10s. All of them are going to get very, very good use. I'm just a little wondering why I wasn't sent a pair of 45s. It's just I feel like 45s are so common. I didn't even know they made 15s. I'm like, I've seen 10s, I've seen 25s, 35s, but I'm like 15, I've never seen that before. But it would have been nice to get a pair of 45s, but hey, still incredibly grateful to get bumper plates. Very useful. Also, maybe I would have preferred maybe just one more pin right here, because like I said, even if the space is smaller, just to put the plates, because I have all my little plates right here, it would have been nice to maybe just organize them a little better, because let's just say I want to get to the 25, which is back here. I got to move all of these, get that one out. Things like that. Or even if you're just going to be using the bumper plates, it would have been nicer 35, 25, 15, 10. Each one has its own pin, so that way you don't have to slide one off to get the one that's behind. But you know what? It's not the end of the world. Last thing we're going to talk about right here on the back side of the rack are going to be this area right here. So there's one particular beam going across the back, which I haven't seen too often on many racks. But then once I saw the attachments on it, I'm like, that's why. Smart. Most gyms, home gym racks, I should say, they have an attachment that you can buy where you can do dips. Now, the problem with that particular piece, it's both handles are connected across one piece. So it takes up a lot of room. These handles right here, they're so small. They take up very little room, and you see, they're disconnected from each other. It's not all one piece. So when you want to store them, it doesn't take up much room. Why? Because you could just keep them here on the rack. It doesn't extend further out that way. You could have them on this side of the rack, so it's here on the inside. It doesn't take up much room. Or you can even have it out here, but they don't extend so far out. So it's real helpful if you're someone who's real tight on space. Now, what I like about these is you could adjust it however far apart you want. Whereas in that other piece where I told you it's all connected, you're kind of preset on the distance between how far the handles are from each other. This one, if I want to keep it real close and I want to go right here and do my dips, okay, but let's just say maybe that hurts my shoulders, I need to go a little bit wider out, or I have someone working out here who has a bigger frame, they need to keep their arms more out. All right, easy fix. Let's extend it out 2 more notches, and then boom, this way I can go ahead and do my dips. So again, very customizable. This will really help. Okay, so last thing we're going to talk about are going to be the additional attachments on the rack. So other than the actual spotter arms themselves, other than the J-cups that are right above me, down here on the floor level, we actually have quite a bit of attachments that, it could add a lot of variety to your training. First things first is going to be right here on this side. We got a landmine attachment. For those who don't know what a landmine is, think about the way you connect the bar to the floor and then you put the plates on the other side. You can do bent over rows, shoulder press, landmine squats, just real versatile. This landmine is for the Olympic bar, so it's got a 2-inch diameter, so you cannot put the 1-inch bar on here. What I like about this too is, let's just say I ever don't want to do exercise on here and I feel like it's getting in the way. Okay, a lot of these right here have this little pin they can pull out, and then boom, the whole thing slides out. If you ever want to put it back in, slide it in, and then you put this pin, and this whole pin right here is just to keep it from completely sliding out. And what I like about it is the ring, once you flip it down, it's actually magnetic, so it stays on there. There's no way this thing is going to slip out. But for me, for my uses, I am definitely going to keep it on there because, like I said earlier, I love my back workouts. I'm about to go crazy on the T-bar rows. Back here, we also have band pegs. All right, if you ever want to do some type of banded exercise, you can. Same concept as up here. There's a pin, so I can't slide it out even if I wanted to. But if I did, just move the pin out the way, and then boom, slide it out. Now, on the other side of the rack, we got another attachment you could put. Other than the band pegs on this side, we also have this particular piece right here. Now, this one, again, just adding to the back workout. I'm telling you, my favorite workout is back. A lot of these things are going to be real beneficial for those particular workouts. This right here is a foot pad, or what otherwise would be a foot pad at another gym, I put the cable down low, I put my feet right here, and then boom. Because think about it, how many times have many of you done your rows or done anything on a rack where once you set the cable to the right height, you grab it and it's already right here. You can't get that full range of motion because you're too close to the cable. This thing keeps you out a little bit further. So now, even if I have the cable down there, I could extend my arms out of the way. I can even go a little bit more forward, and I'm still getting that good stretch on my lats. I'm getting that full range of motion, so that's real beneficial. Big plus with this, and it doesn't take up that much room. It doesn't extend all the way out. It doesn't get in the way of me squatting, so big plus there. Now the bench is no joke either. Very well built. It's got the nice padding, nice and thick. It's just wide enough. Again, unless you're someone who's really worried about, no, it needs to be exactly this wide. No, it's not the competition specs. Keep in mind, it's for home gym purposes. Does it do its job? Can it support your weight on a bench press? Yes. Is it sturdy enough when you sit on it? Yes. Will you get results from using the equipment? Yes. So that's why this bench, I would say, definitely a good one. What I like about it is it's got multiple different levels of incline. I mean, we have regular flat bench. We got 15 degrees, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, and 80 degrees for all the way to a shoulder press. And what I like about it too is it actually tells you the degrees of incline instead of just kind of eyeballing it like, yeah, I guess that's 45 degrees, whatever. No, it actually lays it out for you. It's got the numbers, so that's definitely a big plus. Right here for the actual seat part itself, again, same concept. It's got multiple levels. We obviously got the flat just to keep everything nice and even, but once you start doing inclines, you also want this to come up, because when you do an incline on here, you don't want to slide off the bench. So you got to angle this up. So we can angle it up to 8 degrees, 15 degrees, and 20 degrees. So whatever you want, it definitely will help out. Now, in terms of getting the bench around, it's got wheels back here. So, and it's got a handle up here. You can easily slide it in and out wherever you want. Doesn't take up a lot of room. It's nice and sturdy. So again, real good bench will definitely get you the results that you want. So that's it for a general overview of what the actual rack consists of. How does it actually hold up when it comes to working out? Because again, that is the most important part of a gym equipment review. How does it actually hold up when you're putting it through, you know, the abuse of actually working out? Well, today I did legs. So to start off, squats. The bar itself doesn't have a center knurling. So for some people that's not a big deal, but for me, I'm just so used to having that texture and it doesn't slip off my back. This one's a little too smooth. So I found myself, you know, slipping. So I switched out the bar and I did my squats. I loaded up 315 on it, repped it out, no big deal. So without a doubt, the rack can hold up some heavy weight because, you know, if you can hold 315, rep it out, safe to say, you know, you can handle more than that. This rack did not budge, no big deal. So in terms of loading up some heavy weight, how secure it feels, absolute top notch. The actual collars on the subs, because again, we're talking about safety. You don't want those plates slipping off. These collars, nice and tight. They slide on and off real easy. They click into place. They don't wobble. Definitely secure. You see, I can't even push it off. You have to actually click it off. So collars that they send you, definitely good quality. No complaints there. Now, the actual J-cups, this is actually where I ran into a little bit of concerns. After I was done with my set of squats, I had to re-rack the bar. I wish that these J-cups were, this particular area back here was just a little taller. The reason why is because, again, I'm 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, so safe to say you're gonna put the J-cup on hole number 11, that's right here. You rack it in, the bar is gonna be like this. It's gonna come up onto the rack and then you squat it down. The thing is, look at how high it is. It's right here, and because the bar is higher than the actual J-cup, when I squat down to rack it, occasionally it landed on top of the J-cup instead of in the actual J-cup. So after it, I didn't notice, after I unracked the bar, then I had to slowly and easily move it down into the J-cup. So just a little bit taller right here. no issue. In terms of the actual J cut, how far it sticks out this way, that's perfect. I didn't feel like it was too far out. Now, speaking of stepping back, that's actually going to bring us to the spotter arms down below. The spotter arms, without a doubt, can handle the weight that you put on it. I was doing my RDLs on it, had some decent weight, kind of set it down, not slamming it down, but you know, I didn't set it down gently, and nothing happened. No budge, no big deal. So that goes to show it can support the weight that you want. I also wish, however, though, that these extended a little further out. The reason why is because what is the whole purpose of spotter arms? Is so that when you're squatting or you're benching, it can catch the bar in case you can't lift it up yourself. I did find myself that I had to, however much distance that I step back when I squat, once I squat up and down, if I can't lift the bar back up, these things do not extend further enough out to actually catch the bar. Now, some of you may be saying, okay, well, don't step so far back. Okay, but if I don't step that much farther back, when I squat up and down, there's gonna be a bigger chance that the bar is actually gonna either hit the rack or hit the J cup right here up above me. So you see, this one, I wish this was just a little bit longer. I mean, it is relatively short. Like I said, there's no way when I squat, it's gonna catch me. Afterwards, I went ahead and did some squats right here on the Smith machine. Same concept as with the bar. I just wish there was a center knurling. When it actually came to unracking it, again, real smooth, come up, twist, and then boom, go up and down. Incredibly smooth. I had no issue squatting up and down with the weight that I had. My girlfriend had no issue going up and down. Again, when it came to re-racking it, real simple. Just turn your hand forward, and then boom, rack. I can't say anything negative about the Smith machine, and that's just me being completely honest with y'all. Other than squats, I also use the Smith machine to go ahead and do some calf raises, and again, no issues. Incredibly smooth. I had no problem getting the bar all the way up, loading the plates, unracking, doing my calf raises. No issues there. So I would say Smith machine, definitely a winner. Now coming down here, using this foot pad to do Nordic curls, not necessarily my back rows, just trying to find new ways to do different exercises on here. Again, worked incredibly well. If those who are worried, okay, my foot is not gonna fit under there, I wear a size 11 shoe. You adjust your foot size accordingly. And I tied a band up there. My foot fit perfectly down underneath here. I was able to come down, come forward. Hamstrings got a good pump. No complaints when it comes to this. It's sturdy. So with leg day out the way, how does this rack actually hold up with a push day? Push day being chest, triceps, shoulders. Let's start off with the bench. I do have an issue with the bench, specifically with this part right here, just the seated area, not the backrest. I found that when I sit on it, it feels like it's lopsided one way. I checked the bolts, make sure they're all tight, and make sure everything was straight when I put them in, everything. I think it's the actual padding. The base of the seat rest, I think is flat. I just think that the padding is not even, because like I said, I feel that this side, I'm sinking down. And then when I bench, I feel like essentially my hips are rotated this way, because again, it feels like the whole thing is slanted, but the backrest is straight. So I'm not too sure what's up with that. I even had my girlfriend sit on it, and she's like, oh yeah, I feel it a little. Not a deal breaker, but I mean, it is a little uncomfortable knowing that you feel like half your body is slipping to one side, but oh well. When it came to actually bench pressing, the J cups having the bar on it, again, I ran into that same problem where the actual bar was landing on top of the J cup, and then afterwards I had to slide it down into the actual hook. So that got a little annoying, especially as you're fatigued at the end of a set. You just want to rack the weight, but now you got to worry about is it going to slide off, and then you got to make sure you really put it in the actual hook correctly. Overall though, not too bad. I mean, the bench did what it was supposed to do. As far as when it goes on incline like this, definitely liked the variety of all the different levels of incline that I could do. The actual seat part right here, I like that it adjusts upwards like this, so that when I'm inclining, again, you got to angle it up to keep yourself from sliding down. No complaints there when it comes to the incline. Would I recommend this bench? Yeah, it's a little inconvenient, just the seat rest, just a little, but I mean, for what a bench is meant to do, it definitely gets the job done. Now, afterwards, talking about the pulley system. These pulleys are smooth, all right? Every exercise that I've done with them, absolutely fluid, okay? You adjust them by twisting the knob here and then moving it up and down. But I will like to say, I wish the knob was more of those that have a spring that you just pull out, slide, and then release. Instead, these are the ones that you twist. It's not that it's bad, it's just, it takes a little longer to make sure, you're twisting it all the way, and to make sure you're twisting it back all the way, and make sure it's tight in place. That's the only thing that I would change. But other than that, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the twist. It's smooth, twist it all the way, take it out,
pull the pulley whatever level you want, and then adjust it. When it came to the different exercises that we're doing on it, I like that there's 2 different pulleys. My girlfriend was able to do her exercise on one, and then I was able to do mine on the other. So it's real convenient. This rack, if you're working out and have 2 people there at the same time, or even multiple, at least now you have the different levels, so you're not constantly having to change out the weight. When it came to doing the laterals, that's exactly what we did. And also when it came down to doing the tricep extensions, move the pulley all the way up. Had no issue there. I was worried about, is the rack gonna tip? Because technically we're pulling both on one side. No issue. When it came to the actual loading up of the weight, I did find that the fact that they're so smooth, which is good, means that you have to put a little bit more weight. So typically the type of weight that I will put on a gym stack, or if I were to go to a real gym and I had the weight stack, whatever I would put there, I have to put way more on here just because, again, the pulleys are so smooth, so it's less friction, but no big deal. Just load up more plates. It's a real confidence booster. It makes you feel a lot better about yourself that you put on more weight. Just want to point that out there. Afterwards, when it actually came to the handles for the laterals, the regular strap handles, real smooth, good texture, no complaints there. I went ahead and did my push downs with the rope. No complaints there, does exactly what it's supposed to do. My girlfriend used the V-bar attachment. Again, no complaints there. She liked that I had the rubber handle, had some grip, so you're not just slipping. No complaints about that whatsoever. And then afterwards, we moved on. We did both pulleys at the same time for one person. We did some reverse crossover. Again, no issues other than I wish that this pulley right here, you see how the ball is so close to the actual, carriage rack right here? I wish it was just a little bit longer right here, so that way there's a little bit of something to grab when we're doing that, because I felt that we had to hand the pulley to each other to do that exercise. Because typically when you do that exercise, you don't attach a cable attachment. You just grab onto the cable itself. So had to pull it a little, make some room, and then grab it so we can go ahead and do our exercise. With that being said, how does it hold up to a pull day? Pull being your back and your biceps. To start off, we're gonna talk about right here, the Landmine attachment. I decided to do T-bar rows. Absolutely loved it. No issues there. Got a chance to try out the new handle that is specific for T-bar rows. Loved it, loaded up the plates, dropped it, not hard, but obviously, I didn't set it down lightly either. The plates just bounced up and down. It absorbed the shock, exactly what bumper plates are supposed to do. This thing, very smooth, rotates 360 degrees, no issue whatsoever. Definitely gonna start including the T-bar rows into my workouts more often. Now moving on to the other side of the rack, when it came to doing my seated cable rows, all I had to do was just lower this pulley down and then attach this cable attachment, which works perfectly fine. Again, I like that it has the rubber grip on it, so you actually have something to hold on to. Good grip, no issues there. But this thing right here, the foot attachment, game changer. The fact that it has this foot attachment means it forces me to step a little bit more back. Now I can extend my arms all the way. I can get that full range of motion when I'm doing my rowing movements. So definitely like this one. It is a game changer. Afterwards, I did my lat pull downs here. I was using the bench as the seat, and obviously I set the pulley to the highest level, and then I attached the longer lat pull down attachment, which again, no issue, does exactly what it needs to. I just wish it was a little bit wider. I felt like I was a little too close, just a little bit wider, and that would have been more comfortable for me, but that's just personal preference, honestly. This right here though was a little bit of a concern. This pulley runs over, or this ball right here runs over the actual top pulley right here. So every time I was doing my lat pull downs, this ball, which has a little metal piece on it, would come up and then it will drag over like that. So you see, it was a lot of this motion, and it's just metal on metal, and you can feel it at the top of the rep. You're going way up, and all of a sudden it like pulls a little bit weird, and you gotta do that first little pull to get it out, and then do your lat pull down. So again, goes to show you, I wish it was just a little bit longer, like up to here, so it doesn't have to go around like that. But no big deal. If you are gonna be using the bench, just know that you might not be able to go all the way up. Keep in mind, I'm like 5'9", 5'10", so judge that based accordingly on the length of your arms. If I were to extend my arms all the way up using the Ritfit bench, when I'm doing a lat pull down, it will not allow me to go all the way up. So either slide the bench more back, or just sit on something that's a little lower, or just sit on the floor altogether. Because again, if you want that full stretch in the lat, you might struggle a little bit with that. But ultimately at the end, It held up well. Lastly, right here, we got the built-in pull-up bar, which I like. It is very convenient to have a pull-up bar mounted at the top of your rack. I went ahead and did them, was able to rep them out real easy, but I will say they do feel a little thin for just what normal handles are. Most pull-up bars that I grab onto, the handle's a little bit thicker. This does feel a little too thin than comfort-wise than what I would have liked. But like I said, it still does the job. I can still hang on to it. It still can support my weight. I can go ahead and rep it out. Also, they're smooth. So most of the time, anything that you're gonna be grabbing onto would typically have some type of texture to grip onto. These are very smooth, which if it's something that bothers you, then just go ahead and wrap some athletic tape around it. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But at the end, like, it's not that big of a deal. Just grip onto it harder, start repping out your pull-ups. But I like the variety. I like that it has the angled grips. I like that it has the neutral grips. And I just like that it has the straight across, so I can just do normal pull-ups. So there you have it, everyone. That is the full review of this rack. Ultimately, at the end, can you get results from using all of this? Yes. All of this equipment is good. A couple little critiques here and there, like I mentioned earlier, but at the end of the day, if the equipment does what it's supposed to do, if it can give you results, then definitely worth the investment. For me personally, I definitely would like it, especially being that I am in a home gym. I am very limited on space. This rack has everything that you will need. Real good for saving space. Definitely good equipment for a home gym quality. Definitely exceeds expectations. The bench as well. So comment down below if you would get this rack. Comment down below also any other video suggestions you may have, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is. Comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Be sure to subscribe not just to my channel, but my girlfriend's channel and our couple's channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, we got new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. For this channel specifically, new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts, girlfriend's accounts, couple's accounts. I put all links down in the description below. Also in the description below, I put all the links to Ritfit, their IG, all their socials. So if you want to take a look at their website, see what other equipment they may have, everything is going to be down in the description below. Definitely give them a look. Definitely worth the investment. Good quality equipment, real beneficial if you have a home gym or you're looking to start one to get some results at home. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.